How's it going, people? Yeah, I've got footage coming out. Next video is going to be on Friday. It's a good little video of me travelling from South up in towards Gloucester, but I'll explain that in the video when it goes up on Friday. But I thought I'd throw up a little video during the week. Obviously I do this every now and again, and obviously the footage you're going to see is weeks ago on Friday. So yeah, I thought I'd throw up a little video just to clarify is how I got into van life and why I went into van life. I've explained my story in a sense, like what van I had before and what van I've got now, and why I didn't say why I quit my job. I didn't say anything like that, but I thought I'd explain my opinion and why van life was for me and why living in a van was for me. So if I go back to my first flat, was a little flat above a shop. It was literally above a chemist. It was a rundown flat with those horrible electric heaters that you put on and they stink. And that was when I was 17. I was there. Yeah, it was alright. It did its job. It was my first flat. Didn't know anything different. I've struggled most of my life with money. I won't go into the details of why I struggled with money. It wasn't because I was addicted to anything. It wasn't because I was splashing it up the wall. It wasn't because I was out on the piss. Trust me, if you know me and you know me well, you know why I was skint. And yeah, so life was always a tricky one. So obviously trying to juggle like work and my lifestyle and trying to pay all those bills was just the bane of my life. I don't think there was ever a point where I was like, I'm comfortable with money. Like, it was always every month I was missing a bill to then pay the next bill, and then paying that bill the following month, and then missing the other one, and then paying that one, and it was just, it just got ridiculous at one point. I think I was working 6 days a week and coming out with next to nothing, with about 30 quid to my name in the month. But yeah, I went from that flat to a house. So I had a house, a 2-bed house, new build, again same situation. I loved it because I had a driveway and it was a family friend that said they would never kick me out. And I got a few. I was in there 4 years, and they said they would never kick me out. And and the boiler broke, and it was one thing after another. Like, I was having to pay to look after the house, so keep upkeep on it. Like, the fence fell down. I paid money to build the fence back up. I did all that sort of stuff. Looked after the house. Yeah, and then eventually they turned around to me and said, we need you to get out within 2 weeks. A friend of mine, so I had no sort of contract in it, so it was just one of them ones where I was like, okay, fair enough, I'm out. And at that time I was, yeah, so it got to the point where I was well, at that time I was working at a car garage. And you know, if you're going to watch this video, I'm just going to say this because if my old boss is watching this, if you're watching this video, don't take it to heart. I'm just saying it how it is, right? There's no lies, no bullshit. It's just how it is, right? So, kindness of my old boss's heart, he said to me, you can live in the flat above my work, right? Which, I say above my work, it was next to my work, my garage I was working at. So yeah, I moved into there. It was a rundown place. They couldn't rent it out because it was that rundown. It was health and safety. Do you know what I mean? All that sort of stuff. But yeah, I ended up getting miserable in that job, and to be honest with you, it ended up being more like slave labour. So if you are watching this, stop it, right? Treat your workers nicely, and you'll get nice workers. Because I remember working 6 days a week for 300 quid, and probably a little bit on the side. And don't get me wrong, there was some benefits in that, having that job, and it was great. But long story short, 3 years down the line, you're still getting paid the same sort of money and you're being treated the same, and you've got to drop everything at the blink of a hat to do what you needed to do. Do you know what I mean? And bear in mind, I had this flat and I couldn't have anybody round. I couldn't invite people around for dinner and chill out and have some beers or whatever. It was always out to go out, and that's because I was in a different area as well. So from my local area where I had my mates in Coventry Way, when I got that flat, I had a few friends around there, but you know what I mean? So people, I had to get in my van, travel over there, At this point I was living in a T4. I had the T4 and I was in and out of that T4 for God knows how long. So I'd finish work on the Saturday or the Friday and I'd disappear for the weekend, regardless of where it was. I need to stop saying don't I? So if you're listening to this going, how many times has he said put the count down below. You know, see if you can see how many times I say I try and blink some of them out, but obviously I want to keep it real. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I had the T4, and my goal was to get out of there and get a bigger van, right? So I wanted to live in a van. So then I found this van. I managed to sell my T4 for £4,000. I bought this one for £4,000. Bear in mind, this one, my T4 was mint, and this was before the whole van crisis. And then I bought this van which needed some work, and it had a horrible conversion in the back. But yeah, it got to the point where I was at that job and I didn't see anything coming into it. I didn't see anything coming out the other end. I was miserable more than I was happy. Be spoken down to while I was working. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to say names, I'm not going to say garages, but again, if you want a good worker, treat them like a good worker. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you start talking down to them and just being shitty, you're not going to get anything out of anybody, are you? And that's life in general, isn't it? So yeah, I ended up being miserable in that job, and then obviously having a daughter living down south, it was hard trying to juggle that work, and then as soon as finished work, heading down south to Devon, and then going, it got too much for me. So yeah, I ended up getting out of there. I know some people might say I did it the wrong way, but I pretty much just turned around on the spot and said, here's your keys to your flat, here's the keys to the garage, I'm out, I'm gone. I built this van to a point where it filled up. I had a bed built in the back, I had one leisure battery and a diesel heater, and it was spray foamed, and that was it. And so for me, it was getting out of there. So I remember my plan at the time was to head into Scotland over Christmas, and yeah, I think it's a couple of days before Boxing Day that I handed over the keys to the flat and the garage, and I just upped and left. I filled my van with all my belongings, sold some of my belongings, and then hit the road. And what is it, a year and a half now? Year and a half down the line, and I'm still doing it. And am I happier? Of course I am. Of course I am. Am I better off financially? Yes, I am better off financially. Yeah, nothing's ever going to work planned. Nothing's ever going to work how you want it to work. There's always things that are going to jump into the plan and mess things up for you and make things awkward. But in the long run, yes, this is the life for me, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, yes, it does get lonely in its own manner and its own way, but I've got friends all over the country now, and I've got friends that, I don't know, I think they'll be friends for life now. Do you know what I mean? Like people I've met on the road. Like you go to a park up and you'd meet this random van and you'd have a conversation. Next thing you know, you're best mates. Do you know what I mean? You're like, where have you been? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I love it. And now I'm working for myself, so I get to choose my hours. I get to choose what jobs I want to do. I ain't forced to do something I don't want to do. If I don't want to do it, I just say no. It's not hard. And don't get me wrong, being self-employed and living on the road and travelling around, it is hard work, and I can't express to people enough, if you plan on going down the same route as I am, it is hard work, and it will strain you more than you ever think. I don't think some people even realise, like, I know people are like, oh, you're living the dream, but to make that dream work, that's the hard bit, and that's the bit that you've got to get off your ass and get things done. Like, I know people that are in this van life, and I'm not going to say names again, call me a little bitch for all you want to know, but I'm not bitching, I'm just saying, right? There's a lot of people in this van life that'll cry wolf, and they'll throw out the GoFundMe thing all over Facebook, and it's like, oh, my van's dead, da, 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 da. I don't think there's a bone in my body that could ever ask for GoFundMe. Don't get me wrong, if I was on death's door and somebody said, oh, you know, you need to put a GoFundMe up, we need £10,000 for life-changing surgery, then yeah, sweet. But if I know willingly that I can get off my arse and make a living and make things work, then I'm going to get off my ass and make things work. Like, don't get me wrong, I can easily just sit still and not make money and just lose money. Like, if I sit, everyone's like, oh, you can sit still and not spend any money. I still have bills. I still have my phone bill. I still have money I sent to my daughter to look after her. I've got, you know, insurance, tax, and MOT, and then looking after the van because all the miles it does. Like, I got the van with 94,000 miles. It's now done 135,000 miles now. In a year, well, a year and a half I've had it. So yeah, it's not all sunshines and rainbows, right? And I need to explain that to people, that it's not all sunshines and rainbows. It comes with its things, and if you're not willing to put the work in, this lifestyle isn't for you, right? And people say it's easier. Yes, I might work for 3-4 days, and then I might have a week off. Do you know? That's the perk of having this life. But not all the jobs are right in front of me. You know, so I'll say if I'm down south and then somebody messages me in the Midlands that wants some work doing, or somebody wants me up north, I can't just jump from one job to the next. It doesn't work like that. I have to hold back. I've learned that now. I was jumping too much before and I was losing money, right? And I ended up coming away from jobs that I lost. So I'd be there working all day and then work out that I've spent more money and fuel getting to the job than the money I made on the job. So yeah, so what I end up doing is, say if I'm in a location, I'll share that I'm in this location, and I'll share where I'm planning to go as well. And then usually I get some sort of messages along the way. And if you're watching this and you've inquired about work and I haven't got back to you, please be patient, because everybody messages me on all sorts of platforms. I've got 2 Facebook accounts, my own personal one, my work one, then I've got my own Instagram, and then my work Instagram, and then I've got YouTube, right? So all these inbox messages, I'm trying to keep on top of who's who and when I can get to you and this, that and the other. So if you message me and I haven't heard from me for a while, drop me a message, because chances are I've lost your message and I can't get back to you, and I'm wondering if that job been done or not. But yeah, it's not as easy as people make out it's going to be. Don't get me wrong, if you're working stationary and you can work online, that's a different ball game altogether. But I can't do anything like that. I can hardly talk to the camera, let alone talk to somebody through a computer and do online lessons and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm a mechanical handed man, and you know, trying to get my channel up and running, trying to keep my work page up and running, trying to keep my life together, you know, it's hard work. It's not easy. It is a pain in the arse. But again, like I say, I wouldn't change it. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm trying to run down this whole quick insight into why I chose to live in a van and why I chose to go self-employed, because working for myself was the way forward. And I never really felt at home in a house, and I haven't for many years. So being stuck in a house was not for me. I really did find that, and I spent most of my time in the kitchen or going to bed. Do you know what I mean? Sitting in the kitchen. So I'd have this fancy house with 2-bedroom fancy house, new build, with a big driveway, cars all over it. That was the best part about it. I'd come in, spend more time in the kitchen or on the driveway playing with cars or motorbikes, or bring the bike in the kitchen. For anyone who thinks I'm lying. But yeah, I'm currently parked up in the Midlands, and this is one of my little nice spots that I always end up parking at. Bit of a country road, lay-by kind of jobby. And let me just throw this one out there. I've got something in here. I've got some stickers made up, and although I got the sizes wrong, this might benefit everyone else, right? Because I didn't really look at the sizes. I can't be bothered. I didn't look at it. I have now, and I'm ordering some that are bigger, which, you know, they're probably better for people. But these ones are good for just putting on your fridge, or putting anywhere in your van, or even on the back of your van if you want a cute little sticker. But if you see me about, come and grab a sticker. I've got loads of these, and they're only little dinky things, but I think they're brilliant. But I'm going to get some bigger ones made like that, so stay tuned for that one, and they'll probably be up for purchase. Only like a couple of quid, just, you know, cover the sticker and the postage. By all means, if you want one of these ones, let me know. Send me a message on Instagram. If you want to cover the price of a stamp and an envelope, and send me over, what is it, I don't know, quid 50 or something, £2. I don't know what the stamp is these days, and that's how I send something. But if you want one of these stickers, drop me a little message on the Instagram, and I can send you some, or send you one, send you two, send you three, send you as many as you like, really, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, quite cute. Got the sizes wrong, but hey ho, I've got some bigger ones coming. It's just a quick little video, just explaining a little insight into how and why I went into van life. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Means the world to me and my channel. And I'll see you lot on Friday. Ta-da.